What if you could sit down with Sherlock Holmes himself and have an AI professor breaking down every single sentence he speaks? So today we are doing exactly that. One line from The Adventure of Sherlock Holmes, read aloud in a real British English. Then we stop and AI dissects it. The vocabulary, the grammar, the hidden phrases you'd never catch on your own. So by the end of this session, you won't just understand Sherlock Holmes, you'll start sounding like him. So let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome back to today's study session or today's learning session. For today's session, I chose a free ebook, a very famous one from the Project Gutenberg website. You can find it at gutenberg.org, which is a library of free ebooks online. And the title is The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It's very fantastic. It's full of British expressions and slangs and everything that you can actually learn and maybe use in your everyday conversation because it's still relevant today. So The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So we will start with the first section, A Scandal in Bohemia. Okay, so this is a great library. You can find many ebooks online and read through them and learn English and read the great literature, English literature, and that's I think that this is a really great source for learning English for everyone. So let me just increase a little bit the font here to just clearly see that. Okay, and on the other side you can see my co-pilot, my lovely AI assistant tool that I'm using this because it's a really good tool to learn and study English. This is a fantastic tool. So as you know, I already prepared a prompt for this session. For every study session, I previously explained this prompt in my previous videos, but if you want to actually know what this prompt is about, it's simple. It's just a simple prompt that I'm giving the AI the instruction to analyze all aspects of English in each sentence that I'm giving to it. So I'm saying that I will paste one sentence at a time from a real TV show, movie, podcast, interview, or everything. So for each sentence, provide a concise, practical, and easy to understand breakdown using the format below. So format is so simple. It's including meanings, vocabulary and expressions, grammar, natural usages of English, what makes the sentence so natural for native speakers, and some example, useful pattern, pronunciation, and a quick practice. And I'm giving some rules to AI to just keep everything concise and to the point. Okay, first thing first, let me just copy and paste into this prompt into the Copilot and start our session. Okay, fantastic. And also for the audio, you can find the audio version of this book on the LibriVox, which is a free public domain audiobooks library, and you can find any books you want. Not any books you want, but almost many actually free ebooks are here. You can download it. So unfortunately, currently it's unavailable, but I already the audios from the LibriVox So LibriVox audiobooks are free for anyone to listen to on their computers, iPod, or other mobile devices, or to turn on, to burn onto a CD, catalog menu, and everything. So this is a completely free audiobook library. Okay, let's get started with the first sentence here. Maybe we can go with this one. Yeah, so just the process is so simple. So I play one sentence each time, and after that I want AI to analyze and dissect every particular thing, every useful vocabulary, expression, structure, everything for us. Okay, so let me just start.
To Sherlock Holmes, she is always the woman. I have seldom heard him mention her under any other name.
Okay, it says that to Sherlock Holmes, she is always the woman. I have seldom heard him. I have seldom heard him mention her under any other name. So to analyze these first two sentences, we just simply copy and paste it to the Copilot. Let's see. This is great. So the meaning of this sentence, to Sherlock Holmes, she is always the woman. I have seldom heard him mention her under any other name. So Sherlock Holmes thinks of her as the most important woman in his life or story. The speaker says Holmes never calls her anything else. He always uses this title. Okay, so Sherlock Holmes always uses the title of the woman. The speaker says Holmes never calls her anything else. It means I have seldom means rarely, I think, heard him mention her under any other name. So vocabulary and expressions, it's obvious, always, every time. It's really clear. So just to the next vocabulary. Seldom, not often, rarely. It's something that's not occurring not often, and it's rare. Rarely, hardly ever, almost never. So a slightly formal, common in writing. More natural alternative for today's English is rarely. So mention, to say something briefly, to refer to someone or something. Say, for the synonym is say, bring up, and refer to. It's natural and common in conversation and writing. Under any other name, using a different name or title. And some synonym by another name with another title. And it's slightly formal and common in storytelling. The woman, the one woman who stands out. The most important woman to him. So the woman, it's not any random woman. The woman, the most important woman to him, and it's dramatic, literary expression. Yeah. So and it's formal, and you say register is literary. So more natural, more than alternative, the woman who cares about. So instead of the woman, we can say the woman he cares about, but less dramatic. So for grammar, to Sherlock Holmes, fronted prepositional phrase for emphasis. To Sherlock Holmes, she is always the woman, simple present. So it's a general truth. She is always. The sign of simple present is always. I have seldom heard him mention her. Present perfect. Experience up to know. From the past up to know. From a time in past, I have seldom heard him mention her. Under any other name, prepositional phrase showing manner. So natural English, why this is natural, dramatic tone, the woman sounds poetic and important. Fronting to Sherlock Holmes, add storytelling style. So it's a completely obvious this is a story, and start with the storytelling style. Seldom gives a formal, old-fashioned feel. So more as we did, a more natural way to say it, the seldom is to say rarely. More natural alternative is rarely. Okay, so always, she always arrives early. I always forget my keys. He always drinks coffee in the morning. This is a kind of obvious example, but for seldom, I seldom watch TV these days. She seldom eats fast food. We seldom see each other now. We seldom each other know. So I think the most important structure here we can learn is the seldom is being placed right exactly next to the subject. We seldom. Okay, and mention, did he mention the meeting? He mentioned your name yesterday. Don't mention it. It's not important. Under any other name. I've never heard him call under any other name. She performs under another name on stage. She performs under another name on a stage. This is a interesting one because many artists actually they have two different names. One is a real or legal name, and this is, the other one is the stage name, the name that they perform under on the stage. The tone is known under several names. Under several names. So the useful structure is under any other name for something or someone who has a couple of names. The woman in his stories, she is always the woman to him. To him, she is the woman who changed everything. To him, she is the woman who changed everything. He talks about her as if she is the woman of destiny. So, to plus person plus subject plus verb, to me. He seems honest. To me. To Sherlock Holmes. To David Jones. The second one, have plus adverb plus past participle. I have never seen that. I have never seen that. Mention someone something under plus name, and she's always the hero. So, okay, for some pronunciation, useful pronunciation, seldom. Stress on seldom. Seldom. Mention. The shin becomes shin. Shin. The tion, shin. And contracted speech, heard him sounds like heard him, heard him, heard him. Perfect, perfect. So fill in the blank. He was talk about her using a different name. He seldom, rarely, he seldom or rarely talk about her using different names. Speaking question, who is the person you always admire and why? So it's a completely personal question. You can just say, for example, John is the man for me, or Jessica is the woman for him. Okay, it's just copy everything and summary table. It's just yes, this is a it just provide a summary table as well. Everything is here, but the summary is a thing that is something that I usually do at the end of my study session and want the AI to just summarize everything, but it's just summarized. It's here. Okay, let's play this sentence one more time and see how it's pronounced, the words. Oh, sorry.
Who is the woman? I have seldom.
Read by Laurie Wilson.
Okay.
Harmony's Maid, read by Amelia Chesley.
To Sherlock Holmes, she is always the woman. I have seldom heard him mention her under any other name. In his eyes, she eclipses and predominates the whole of her sex.
Okay. Let's move on to the next sentence. Oh, sorry.
Under any other name. In his eyes, she eclipses and predominates the whole of her sex. It was not that he felt any...
Okay, it says that in his eyes, she eclipses and predominates the whole of her sex. In his eyes, she eclipses and predominates the whole of her sex.
Motion akin to and predominates the whole of her sex.
Okay, let's analyze this sentence. Shall we? Okay, it means to him she is more impressive and important than all other women. He believes she stands above every woman he has ever known. So in his eyes, she eclipses and predominates the whole of her sex. The whole of her sex. I think some of the really interesting word and vocabulary here is eclipse, predominates, and this structure, the whole of her sex. Let's check. So in his eyes as well, in his opinion, from his point of view. For example, in my eyes, when I'm saying in my eyes, I'm meaning that from my point of view, in my opinion. So some synonyms to him, in his view, from his perspective, and it's neutral and common in everyday speech. It's really common, and we can use it every day in our everyday speech. The next one is eclipses. Eclipses means outshines, becomes more important than, makes others seem less significant. So some things that eclipses, it's something that makes others seem less significant and becomes more important than. Outshines, surpasses or overshadows. Okay, let me just check the pronunciation of this word. This is a really good one. What does this mean? And the pronunciation. Surpass. An American one, surpass. Because I'm personally interested in British one. So to do or be better than, eclipses, surpass. So we just drop the R in the British sound, surpass. But in American one, surpass. So to do or better, to do or be better than. So his time for the 100 meters surpassed the previous world record by 1/100th of a second. Okay. So surpass and overshadows means eclipses. Some synonyms. So eclipses, outshines, surpass, and overshadows. It's a kind of literary and formal. So more natural, modern alternative, outshines. We can say outshines instead of eclipses. Predominates. Predominates meaning is the strongest or most important. Dominates is the strongest and most important. Dominates. Prevails. Lead. So prevails. Let's check this one as well. Every time I see a new, an interesting word, hard to pronounce for me, I just use the Cambridge Dictionary to check the pronunciation, the meaning, everything. You can do the same. This is a really good good practice to learn English deeply. Prevail. So prevail means to get control or influence. I am sure that common sense will prevail in the end. Will prevail. It means dominant, predominance. So dominates, predominates. Predominates is the strongest or most important. Dominates. The whole of her sex. The whole of her sex. Really beautiful structure, expression here. Meaning all women. So all women, every woman, the whole of her sex. All women, every woman. Very formal, old-fashioned. So some modern alternative, all other women. all other women. Some grammar in his eyes, prepositional phrase showing viewpoint in his eyes. She eclipses and predominates. Simple present, general truth from the perspective. So to verb joins with and show combined effects. The whole of her sex, formal noun phrase meaning all women. The whole of her sex. It's formal. So the most alternative one is all the other women, all the other women. And we can use this actually in our everyday conversation, all other women, the whole of her sex. So natural English, dramatic, poetic tone, typical of older literature, strong verbs, eclipses, predominates, create intensity, and the phrase her sex is outdated but adds a Victorian style. It's a good one. The structure emphasizes admiration and exaggeration. In her eyes, he can do no wrong. In my eyes, you are the best person for the job. In their eyes, the plan was perfect. Eclipses. Her talent eclipses everyone else's. Her talent eclipses everyone else's. It means her talent dominates everyone else's. The new model eclipses the old one. The new model eclipses the old one. His kindness eclipses his mistakes. Predominates. One color predominates in the painting. One color predominates in the painting. Her calmness predominates in stressful situations. A sense of hope predominates in the story. The whole of her sex. He believes she is the wiser than the whole of her sex, the all other women. The hero prizes her above the whole of her sex. The hero prizes her above the whole of her sex. In old novels, characters often speaks of the whole of her sex. So some useful patterns in plus person's eyes, showing opinion, verb, and verb for combined actions. She inspires and motivates everyone. She inspires and motivates everyone. Outshine, overshadow, dominant. Strong comparison verbs. Outshine, overshadow, and dominate. The whole of plus a group formal emphasis. Some pronunciation eclipses, stress on clip. Eclipse, eclipses, predominates, predominates. So stress the two stress, da, pre-da. So predominates, connected space. She eclipses and predominates. Eclipses and sounds like eclipses and. So yeah, we just skip the practice section. We just to play the sentence one more time.
It was not that she is always the woman. I have seldom heard him mention her under any other name. In his eyes, she eclipses and predominates the whole of her sex.
Alright guys, and that's the end of this part. Continue to the next one when you're ready.